Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of June 10th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give into our obsessing about parenting details big and small. Today's obsession is the jobs we could give to a writer with very particular skills. This idea came to me because in the course of my scrounging around the internet for the most humiliating freelance writing jobs I can find, I happened upon, there's an outfit that apparently ghostwrites dating profiles. So
really?
If you're going to put yourself up on a dating site, you send your information to this place, and some freelance writer with no self-esteem gets your most positive traits together and writes something that will make people want to click or swipe or whatever it is people do with dating these days. And I thought, you know what? If we're tapping into the great pool of people who will write things for hardly any money, perhaps there are some parenting writing jobs that we could turn over to them. I wonder if somebody on Upwork would fill out our 500 pages of parent forms that we get at the beginning of the school year. Mm-hmm. That seems like something that we could negotiate with some freelancer to do for $5 for us or something.
Yep.
There's a lot of folks out there. Mm-hmm. They're looking for tiny per word rates. It'll be good. Certainly, persuasive notes to educators. I've written a few notes in my day that did not get the desired response. So perhaps if I had somebody punching them up and putting all my best points first, perhaps that would, and then I wouldn't have to get angry. I could just say, here's the stupid thing this teacher did. Would you please write them an incendiary note that will cause them to wish to mollify me? Thank you. I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. So,
yes.
The sick notes when your kid isn't actually sick. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind outsourcing that. Speaking of outsourcing, as we were the other day, when you're running for PTA president, and you want a speech that's really going to get people to vote for you to do this horrible job that nobody else wants to do. Perhaps, if you could outsource that to a freelancer and they could write you up something that would cut off that other mother at the knees and get the votes.
Or when your child is running for some
yes,
sort of office.
Yeah, definitely.
And they ask you to help write their speech, and what if you do it and they don't win? Then it's your fault.
Yes,
but
yes.
You could hire somebody else to
spring for a ghostwriter for that puppy.
I need somebody to write me excuses for when I cancel appointments.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I run out of excuses, and then when they question me, I don't know what to say. I'm like, they'll be like, so, are you sick? Would you like to reschedule now?
Right.
No, I'll call you back.
Yes.
I'm the worst at canceling appointments. That's why I do it frequently.
Yeah.
The experience has not improved.
Somebody to write those patient portal messages for you when you need to change the appointment, or when you have a question for the doctor. Phrase it in such a way that the doctor will answer it promptly, please. Put your special spin on it, oh freelance writer. Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Exactly. Or somebody to fill out forms for you.
Yes, if you that definitely. I think there's a niche there. Forms are us.
Oh, totally. For those, the big, long kind of forms that you have to fill out when you go to a new doctor, or, various, when your kids start school for the year, or... Oh, university applications.
There you
go. I bet there's somebody who does that too. That sounds like some. But
we need somebody to do that. And, or a breakup script. I mean,
any
do over text these days.
Any kind of script for your kid for awkward or difficult conversations that they need to have, or that you need to have.
Yeah. Or the summaries that I always have to write when my kid is going to something and I will not be there, but I need somebody to know everything that there is to know. And I always write these long, detailed messages that nobody ever reads. So I need somebody who's good at, getting the salient details in an attention-grabbing way. Could to just hand that duty over. All right, my kid's going to the doctor. Here's what I want to know about. Write this in such a way that the doctor will read it. Or, my kid's going on a field trip and the chaperone needs to know these 10 things.
Right.
Please write it snappily.
Yeah.
That would be convenient. Certainly somebody to write the parent statement on an IEP would be helpful.
Oh, yeah.
I often did that, and I'm not sure anybody ever paid any attention to it. So perhaps somebody who's not emotionally involved could, pump that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Get it going there.
Yeah.
So much writing we do. Hey, thank you notes would be nice.
Thank you notes.
I want astounding thank you notes to school personnel that are going to make them love me and love my child and want to do things for us. That Mrs. Morrow, she writes the sweetest notes. Did you see what she wrote to me?
So eloquent. So gracious.
Let's make sure her kid has a good
She
good year.
Didn't tell me to make it snappy.
Yes. I need somebody to just be, those over the top, sweet, wonderful, thoughtful notes that we never have time to do. Right. And I spend all my time thinking I'm going to write them, and then at the last minute I just write thanks and stuff something in an envelope. So I need somebody who will really go to town. I know a young woman who writes those things very well. Perhaps I should see if I could. Well, it's too late. My kids are past that point, but I should give her this tip as a good business opportunity for her. Yeah. I will set up a website for her.
What about all those times that you're really disappointed with a service and you want to give them feedback? Either in a review or I
wonder if there's a service that writes reviews for you. If you describe your experience and then they write it in a persuasive way. Yeah. There's so many things that I just feel need to be said but do not have the time to say.
And everyone thinks that because we are writers that we should be able to do this and do it well.
That's true.
Quickly.
Yes.
But as you said, when you have an emotional attachment.
Exactly. It's not as easy. Christmas letters. That's something I want to be able to give to a freelance writer to do for me.
But nobody does this anymore.
Do I still have... I have people who do it. I have 2 or 3 people who do it, and I get it, and I like it, and I say, gee, I wish I still did this, but there's no way. Because I can't just do it. It has to be done. It has to be great. It has to have special arrangements and layouts and all this great stuff, and it's just you know what? We're just going to blow that off again this year.
Because then you have to actually send it.
If I could send some sketches. Well, but see, this would be all part of it. You should be able to send somebody some sketchy notes of your year and your mailing list.
How about your calendar?
And pay them a flat fee.
Send them your family calendar.
Exactly. And have them make your life sound interesting.
Right.
This is the other thing. Nothing much happens to us anymore. We don't go on vacations. We don't. Terry did her podcast.
Terry went to
Kids
the
worked at the same jobs. Yes, really. I could talk about my tooth pull situation, but...
You know what I would really appreciate, though, and maybe the both of you could help me out with this, is that I always need a script or something to help me do these outros. I just can never think of anything witty or, sort of that transition into okay, we're going to wrap it up today.
I bet you if you pay Catherine $1 an episode, she'd write a nice one for you.
You think so?
And she does the script.
Okay.
Slip her a little cash.
Slip her a little cash. Okay.
She'll script it all out for you.
I could just never segue into that whole outro, but you know what? I think I'll try and do that today right now.
Catherine's going to set up a little account that we can deposit into, and she'll write us segues.
Yes, perfect. Okay. You take PayPal, Catherine?
Sure. Anything and everything.
She's writing the script anyway. You know what? For a little consideration.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. That's my segue.
I hope you didn't pay for that one.
Tune in tomorrow where we'll share our roundabout roundup for things we've been using or enjoying lately and we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.